So after understanding that hysteresis curve or hysteresis loop, now we have come to last topic of this chapter, that means permanent magnets and electromagnets. So in this section we will understand where we do use permanent magnets and where to use electromagnets. Substances which at room temperature retain their ferromagnetic property for a long period of time are called permanent magnets. So definitely these materials should be hard ferromagnets because they can retain their ferromagnetic property for a very long time. Permanent magnets can be made in variety of ways. So what we see, permanent magnets can be made by in different ways. One way is one can hold an iron rod in north south direction. So what one do, hold this iron rod in north south direction and hammer it repeatedly. So in this figure it is shown a blacksmith forging a permanent magnet by striking a red hot iron. So what he is doing, he took a red hot iron rod and kept that red hot iron rod in north south direction, and he is beating this iron rod with a hammer. The sketch is recreated from an illustration in De Magnete, a work published in 1600s and authored by William Gilbert, the court physician of Queen Elizabeth of England. So what we can see, this is an old art. This was in 1600. Even in the starting of this chapter we saw that Chinese used that chariot with statue around more than 2000 years ago to win their battles in thick fog. So this is an old art. So how can we make permanent magnet? So we take red hot iron rod. So we increase the temperature of iron rod, put that in north south direction, because of the in that direction permanent magnetic field of earth is there, and repeatedly beat it with a hammer. The method is illustrated in this figure. The illustration is from a 400-year-old book. So that means it is quite old. To emphasize that making of permanent magnet is an old art. So this is an old art. This is not something new. This is very old. One can also hold a steel rod and stroke it with one hand of a bar magnet a large number of times. So this is one way. Another way, we can take a rod, a steel rod, and beat one end with the bar magnet, with the one end of the bar magnet a large number of times. One can hold a steel rod and stroke it with one end of a bar magnet a large number of times, always in the same sense, to make a permanent magnet. Then again it will become a permanent magnet. This will also become a permanent magnet if we take a steel rod and beat it with the magnet. Also you must have seen that if you play with iron rod or iron something nail and keep it with the magnet for a long time, it also becomes somehow magnetized. Possibly you have seen this. If you leave the iron things with a magnet for a long time, this will become magnetized. So but these methods are very difficult. So heating iron, then in north south direction beating that, so this is very difficult. Also this beating many times with the magnet is also very difficult. So what is a good way? An efficient way to make permanent magnet is to place the ferromagnetic rod in a solenoid. So what we do, we put this ferromagnetic material inside a solenoid and pass the current. The magnetic field of the solenoid magnetizes the rod. So we have already seen, if the material is ferromagnet, it will become magnetized inside the solenoid. So this is a much more easier way. The hysteresis curve allow us to select the suitable materials. So we have already seen this hysteresis curve, something like this, a curve like this we had seen just few minutes back, that this type of curve is there which is called hysteresis curve. So this hysteresis curve help us in select the materials. For permanent magnet, what are permanent magnets? The materials should have high retentivity So what is the property of permanent magnet? High retentivity, so that the magnet is strong. So one of the thing is high retentivity. So if we remove the magnetic field, still it is very highly magnetized. So what we need, one is high retentivity. This question was asked last year in the pre-board exam in 2 marks, that what are the properties of permanent magnets. So material should have a high retentivity, so that magnet is strong, and high coercivity, so that the magnetization is not easily erased by stray magnetic field. So two things we need, one, high retentivity. So if we remove the field, even if we remove the field, the magnetic field still is strong. Like in previous example we saw that highest magnetic field was 1.5 Tesla. But when we remove this magnetic field, still it was 1.2 Tesla. So this is still a high magnetic field. This is a strong magnet, and even without external field or without any field intensity. So we need a high retentivity. So this is a high retentivity. Now second thing is high coercivity. So what we have seen, that even though H is equal to 0, B is not equal to 0, but when H is reversed, so there comes a point when some value of negative H, this B becomes 0. That means if the field is opposite, this becomes 0. So we want this number to be high, very high. That means only very strong field can remove the magnetization. We don't want that there is little field, any kind of field, and this magnet is gone. So we need this high coercivity. So second property is high coercivity, so that magnetization is not easily erased by stray magnetic field or temperature fluctuation or minor mechanical damage. So if this coercivity is not high, so some temperature fluctuation, if temperature is little bit hot, the material will become non-magnetized, or some damage, the material will not be magnetized anymore. So what are two properties? High retentivity and high coercivity. Further, the material should have a high permeability. The material should have a high permeability that we have seen. Permeability, this must also be high, generally greater than 1000. So we can make a stronger magnet. Steel is one of the favorite choice. Why? Because it gives all the properties. It has a slightly smaller retentivity than soft iron. So what is the problem with steel? It has slightly smaller, very small retentivity. That means less retentivity than soft iron. So it has less retentivity, but in comparison to soft iron, but it is outweighed by much smaller coercivity of soft iron. So problem with soft iron, so it can retain more magnetization, but its coercivity is very low. That means even a little bit temperature can destroy its magnet. So we don't need that kind of thing. So we always use steel in magnets. The other suitable materials for permanent magnets are alnico, cobalt, steel and Taikonal. So these are the materials which can be used. So why steel is used? If somebody asks why steel is used, so suppose this is the remnant magnetization for soft iron. This is for steel. This is for soft iron. Definitely it is less than this, but for steel this value is very high. For soft iron this value is very low. So we also don't want this value to be very low. That means there is little temperature and magnet is gone. So that's why we use steel in making magnets. Core of electromagnets are, so we have learned about permanent magnets. Now we need electromagnets. That means as soon as we remove electricity, the magnetization will become zero. So core of electromagnets are made of ferromagnetic materials which have high permeability and low retentivity. So permittivity we need high in both the cases, but now we need material with low retentivity, because we want that if crane is picking up something with the magnetic power or magnetic force, then as soon as we remove this magnetic field, this should drop. Soft iron is suitable material for electromagnets. So what do we use? Soft iron, because it has very low retentivity. On placing a soft iron rod in solenoid and passing a current, we increase the magnetism of the solenoid by 1000 folds. So what do we do? Since the permeability is high, this magnetization will become 1000 fold. When we switched off the solenoid, the magnetism is effectively switched off, since the soft iron core has a low retentivity. So soft iron core has a very low retentivity. The arrangement is shown in this figure. So this is an arrangement of electromagnet. In electromagnet, we need materials which has low retentivity, because we want magnetization to be immediately stopped. For permanent magnet, we need high retentivity and high coercivity. Electromagnets are used in electric bells, loudspeaker and telephone diaphragms, etc. That means telephone speakers. So we know the magnets are very useful. So now this chapter is complete. Next we will start chapter 6.